Hi, I've got two books to talk to you about today, both from the Yoto Carnegie shortlist. I finished them both at the same time, the physical book and the audio book, so I might as well talk to you about them at the same time. The first one, The Final Year by Matt Goodfellow. It's a novel in verse. And you know me, I like my novels in verses. And this is very powerful and emotional. And as an ex-teacher, it reminds me of some of the kids that I used to teach, the ones that have got so much going on in the background that they're struggling to keep up with their work and stuff because of they've got it's poverty, it's single parents trying to keep things going, and money worries and all that sort of stuff. Nate is in his final year of primary school, and he and his best mate, P.S., they've been together throughout, but now in the final year they've been separated. And Nate struggles. He struggled with the fact that his best friend isn't there anymore, not in the same class anymore, and particularly as now P.S.'s new best friend seems to be the school bully. Nate is frightened of unleashing the beast, as he calls it, because reading between the lines, you get the feeling that he's got anger issues, that he's had problems when he was younger, but he's now got techniques to help him control the anger. There's a new teacher at school, Mr. Joshua, and he becomes Nate's teacher for the year, and he becomes Nate's rock. He guides, he understands. Nate is a lad who uses words. He loves to write poetry, and poems are his lifeline, and Mr. Joshua encourages him to use words to make sense of the world, make sense of his emotions. As well as struggling with friendship issues, Nate's little brother Dylan, who's just started school, he ends up in hospital, very, very ill. And Nate's world's turned upside down because she's a single mum's at a hospital most of the time, and Nate is looking after his 8-year-old brother. It's just two of them against the world. And the poems really get under your skin. What I liked is that the author has woven in David Armand's Skellig. So, as someone who's taught Skellig and who knows the book, I can see echoes of Skellig in here. I can see similarities, comparisons. I can see how he's used it. It's aimed at year 9s. I wonder whether it might be a good transition book when kids have moved into secondary school. I don't know whether you need to have read Skellig or not to get anything out of this. I'm coming to it from someone who knows Skellig. So for me, there was that added layer. But if you didn't have it, I'm not sure whether you'd miss out or not. I know it's a book that schools do teach a lot. So it could be that a lot of kids are aware of Skellig anyway. But yeah, it's a novel in verse that tugs at your heartstrings. So that was that one. The second one on the shortlist is All That It Ever Meant by Blessing Musiari, and I listened to this on Audible. And it's a story of a road trip, a story of a family coming to terms with the loss, and a story about culture and belonging. Travelling from England, Baba is taking his family to visit his Zimbabwean family, following the death of his wife. Matty, the middle child, you've got Chi-Chi, the eldest, who's about 16, Matty, 14, and then Tanner, who's 10, 11, some of that around there. So they go off to Zimbabwe, and it's this road trip. Now, Matty, she finds that she keeps seeing Matakais, it's a sort of gender fluid person who's always in the background, dressed strangely, flamboyantly. Mati is the only one that can see Matakais, and she talks to it, and they pass on sort of wisdom, and they encourage Mati to tell the story of her mother. And as you learn, Mati is someone who loves to tell stories, and they're never short stories. She'll never tell a short story. Tana makes a comment that, Mati's stories go on for days. The family, and through Mati talking to Matakais about her family, you find the family, you learn about the family bond between parents and siblings, the bond between siblings, the love for Baba and his wife, for mother and father. And with some of the conversations between Baba and Chi-Chi, there's this 16-year-old girl who's wanting to be more. You see a father struggling with a teenage girl, but a father who's full of love and compassion as well. The characters are wonderfully drawn, and through Mati's stories you get to know them all, warts and all. And I like that way that everything is seen through the eyes of a 14-year-old. And how, through Matakais' wisdom, Mati is able to make sense of life and loss. The ending, I will be honest, it brought tears to my eyes. So those are the two that I've read off the Yoto Carnegie shortlist. Makes a change for me to finish two at the same time. So I will leave you now. Happy reading. Take care.